What's up, everyone, and welcome to the final 9 here in round 3 of the 2021 Myrtle Beach Open, presented by US Disc Golf. This coverage is brought to you by J. Mike's Flavor Station. Head on in there and try yourself a triple-double two-handed taco placed on a 12-inch tortilla. My goodness, this commentary is brought to you by Parked Podcast. My name is Mitch Phillips. My host, good friend Hayden Riccard, is joining me.
A 12-inch tortilla.
That is an extreme
This place just keeps
tortilla.
getting crazier and crazier.
And we are on the final 9 here. We're expecting this one to get crazier and crazier as well. Deann Carey with a 4-stroke lead over Catrina Allen heading into these last holes. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Let's see who else is making a chase here at the end. Natalie Ryan and Michelle Frazer still 6 back. So really it's a 2-horse race here at the end.
Yeah, and this back 9's really going to tell who's going to come out on top. So it'll be fun to see. Making our way to hole 10, 288 feet, par 3. This is I think a really good shot on straight, but also you want the flip up fairway driver or even a distance driver for the women here and placing it really far down the fairway for them to look at the 2.
The hyzer play is also there if you maybe flex it out, similar to what Deann is here, just a little bit low out of the hand. She scoots up to circle's edge.
And you can see the wind is left to right, so it's maybe giving them a little bit too much flip on those discs.
You can see Michelle throw a flippy disc here, but control the angle out of her hand. It's a great flight. Skips just outside the circle, I believe. Going to have maybe a headwind putt looking at those cars. Focus is going to be key to be able to get a 2 here for her.
Natalie going with a mid-range, looks like, or fairway driver, couldn't tell really, but fades out really quick and is about to be in the same spot as Michelle.
Maybe just a little bit closer, but similar putt. Yeah, you can really see the flag moving there. And here's Kat disking down, being able to read the wind, throwing that flippy putter. Similar to mistake from round 1.
Just real short. I think it turned into a headwind and it really knocked that disc down.
Yeah, throwing a more of a rounded edge disc into a headwind definitely slows it down. Doesn't really give it a chance to do what she's expecting there, but a good touch upshot to be able to guarantee a par here on hole 10 for Kat.
Deann here for a look for 2.
Oh, yes.
She bangs it for the 2.
Great shot from Deann there. And the wind switching on her, but being able to correct. Great shot there from Deann. See if Natalie can match.
Ooh, that was a good bid.
Very good bid. Good height. Maybe expecting it to fade a little bit more with that kind of slight tailwind.
Oh. And with that tree in the way, that was so close to hitting it.
Yeah, it took a lot of touch. You see her kind of turning around, laughing a little bit, realizing what a great putt that would have been. It's great to see her putt being such an up to down. She doesn't really need much movement.
And Natalie not taking her time there like she's done on the previous holes.
Yeah, just needs to take a little bit more time, use that weight shift we were talking about earlier, and really commit, even from that short distance. And you see Michelle here definitely take her time after seeing that short miss. Kat with no worries in the world. Bag on, ready to get on to the next one.
Deann taking the lead on there with another birdie.
Here we are at hole 11. It's a par 4, 543 feet. Really going to want to take your furthest flying disc and just put a move on it. Maybe finishing left is usually a better spot than right. Kind of opens up the fairway a little bit and ignores this fallen tree that's now being supported. Kind of become a part of the course here. Deann probably leaning on a wraith for her max distance. Really nice stand-up shot. Great control there.
That's a good pull there. And the road not being OB is fantastic. The players cannot worry about it and just land there and be safe.
And it guarantees you great footing. Michelle throwing that understable driver she's been pulling on all day.
See the wind really affecting her disc right there.
It's kind of the plan out of her hand. She was using that full flight fairway. Now she's throwing a lighter weight disc as well, knowing that she's going to get that carry.
You think Kat's probably going full high-speed driver here.
For sure. Yeah, she likes that stand-up, and then knowing she wants to get left. Oh, catching that late tree. That would have been a really good spot if she missed that one.
Still not a bad spot, though.
Yeah, Natalie probably going to that left side as well. Yep, throwing a pretty stable disc.
Just got to watch her height there.
Yeah, a little kiss off that limb kind of pushed a little bit more.
But nothing wrong with that at all.
Should have a nice hyzer into the green from there. Michelle with a little bit different line here from the other ladies on the card, playing from the right side. Yeah, definitely an awkward line there, but she gets up. Definitely going to be a pretty difficult birdie look, but a par is available.
And Kat here going with the forehand approach.
Stand still. Oh, just catching the last.
I think she would have got a little bit of a ground play there if it didn't catch that tree.
Going to be a tester there on the slightly elevated basket. I think she got far enough away from that tree where she's not going to have to, be in the way of it. Deann going to the forehand as well. Oh, just a little short from Deann.
I think that's a good approach, though, from where they are. That forehand's just a better play than the backhand there. You match the grade of the way the shop's shaped.
Right.
It's shaped, and you don't really skip too much if you lay it out right.
Natalie with a gorgeous shot to split those trees. Wow.
She'll have a tester coming back, but, I mean, what a great shot.
Yeah, we've seen her going these past couple rounds. When her patent pending kind of stance comes out, she really likes the hyzer out of it, which most people on that line kind of take more of an anhyzer approach. But being able to control the angle and throw a hyzer from that stance is a great weapon to have. It pays off there. Deann for a long birdie look.
And she gets it.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
What a fantastic putt.
Look at that, leaning with it, rocking with it. She bangs the putt there.
She's got to be feeling good here.
Once that putter gets hot from outside the circle, she's feeling great. Picking up 3 of the last 4.
Michelle just barely misses it.
Right on line. Like we said before, that putt of hers just is right on line each time. It's just controlling that distance.
And here's Kat for her birdie.
Yeah, Kat definitely feeling the pressure after Deann just banged a putt from just a touch further.
Just slips right over there. Just slipped over the basket.
Yeah, and Kat matches the birdie. Taking her back to even. Deann still with a 5-stroke lead here. Natalie from a similar distance from Catrina. Just a little bit high. The slightly elevated pin definitely bringing some trouble. Good comebacker there for the par. And Michelle taps out here on hole 11.
Hole 12, 390 feet, par 3. Looking at a straight shot. This is probably going to be in their max distance of the shot. Looking to throw a flip up hyzer shot and trying to get it as far down the fairway as we can.
Deann putting a good move on this one. Maybe a little bit too much turn. Hoping for a great ground play, which she gets.
Hopefully she'll have a lane there to approach the basket. Maybe a step out hyzer shot.
Yeah, as this wind is picking up, though, this is definitely a difficult distance to find. But a lot of these players are definitely going for par on this hole with the conditions. It's not a bad score, especially how nasty it can get up there.
Kat, I think just
weird
kick off of, I don't know what that
maybe
was.
The curb, edge of the road there. It looked like her back foot slipped a touch.
It may have.
Didn't get to commit like she wanted to. It's a little bit too much turn out of Natalie as well. See if Michelle can make the correction.
I think the wind's just playing a little bit more
than they're expecting.
Off of that tee.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
look at that
pick
wind
up there,
ripping left to right. Hence why everybody's turning over. Kat from a really interesting spot here.
Throwing that putter though.
That kind of peach-colored putter has been putting in work for her this tournament so far. Michelle from a similar distance. Just catching the last one there. That's that range where her putter has been pretty hot, though. Definitely will still have a look to save the par.
Natalie going forehand approach here. Just a little touch forehand.
Great spot there. Deann also having to go to the forehand here.
Yep. Just a little touch, put it underneath the basket.
Mm-hmm. With the lead that Deann has, with not a ton of holes to play, she definitely just being able to be close, keep the nerves down, play stress-free is going to be ideal. Great putt there from Kat, putting the pressure on everyone else. Really good to see her be able to get that par there from a really, really weird position off the drive.
And Natalie here for the par. Just bangs it off the cage. A little bit more height. I think she had it. And Deann here cleaning up the par.
Yeah, par here is not a bad spot with these conditions, the distance of this hole. Really specific shot. Heading into hole 13, par 3, 318 feet. Very similar shot to what we just played. The basket just a little bit more left, kind of allowing the hyzer angle a bit more than the previous hole. Most of these women are going to throw a similar disc, maybe disc down just a touch. Similar wind as well.
I believe you have OB behind the basket.
Mm-hmm. This looks great from Deann. I can slow down. Making the cameraman dance there a little bit. Stays in bounds, though, inside the circle.
Cat going full driver as well. Going a little bit wider.
Sneaking through.
Get the skip.
Great speed control there. And that wind really allowing the skip to slow down, maybe a little more height, but also letting it slow down and not push into that OB. Really good angle control from Cat. Natalie just a bit early out of the hand. Able to fight through there and have a look for the 2, though. If that wind stays the same, it's going to be a pretty crazy putt.
It's going to be brutal.
Michelle taking the anti-flex route. Almost a roller look here.
This plays out. Just unlucky.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to play out there for a second, roll a little bit further, but nothing wrong with that. Just lays up for the par. Easy par there.
Natalie with a long look, the headwind putt. Oh, gave it good height, just a little bit off. See if Deann can put the pressure here on Cat. Oh.
That would have been a good one to get.
That right to left wind would have definitely just kept it up more than she thought. And Kat knowing this is a stroke here on the leader, taking her time.
Good stroke there.
Yeah, very, very, very close for Deann to match from a difficult putting distance. We're coming down the stretch here. That lead goes down to 4 for Deann.
Everybody else tapping in for their pars.
The Innova, it taught me how to throw smooth, clean lines, but it also taught me how to build trust in my disc. I can put it on any line and it will hold it. I know when I throw it, it's gonna stick right there. I feel like it's very unique, and it kind of reminds me like nobody's ever the same. That's what I love about it. It stands out. And for me as a person, I like to stand out.
Moving into hole 14, 316 feet, par 3. This is open shot for these ladies, and I think you're going to want to watch your distance on this because you got OB long.
Being an open hole, there is a gap off the tee that kind of dictates where you're going to go, but controlling that left to right movement and the speed is going to be really important here. Great flip up shot from Kat.
See if this can sit, and it does.
A little bit of an uphill putt as that wind really comes into play. But even just being in bounds and having a chance to look here is definitely good.
And Deann going really high. A little bit of a flip up. Stay clean. And it does.
Yep. Not really a chance to look for the birdie there with that headwind going and the OB behind. Probably going to be a par for her.
But nothing wrong with the par there.
This looks great from Natalie. Good speed control.
Sit down.
Oh, yes.
Good shot.
The wind kind of died down there just a little bit to let her be able to sit instead of kind of stand up and get the skip. See if Michelle can match there. Crazy wind lift from Michelle there. Just let the bottom of the disc get seen too much.
And it goes OB. Unfortunate.
Pretty tough look here to save the par. Probably just trying to put it close. Wow, that wind just ate that disc alive. As you can see her just kind of realize she didn't put enough behind it. Gonna be a tough bogey putt there as well. Giving it a run there from Deann, even with the wind.
She gave a run there. She definitely wanted it and come back and maybe test Cat just a little bit.
Yeah, put the pressure on her. A lot of wind here for Cat. It's kind of left to right, tailwind, it looks like. Oh.
She thought it was in.
Mm-hmm.
She almost reached back down for her mini.
Yeah, with her style putt too. It's
Good
just
putt for the bogey.
There, yeah. With Cat style putt, that wind really just wants to keep pushing the disc forward, so she's got to be able to control and kind of trust the wind, but also know that she needs to put not too much power behind it. That's going to continue. Natalie's kind of wanting that car to move on.
Yep.
But kind of a weird spot in the course here. Trying to find that focus. Good reset there from Natalie to get the birdie.
I'm surprised I didn't have anybody out there telling the cars to like stop.
Mm-hmm. We saw it in round one. Those cars definitely come into play. Definitely a busy place here. Good confident par putt there. So much headwind. You can see that flag just ripping. This Cat knows that every stroke counts here down the stretch, taking her time, even on the little 5-footer. Let's head into hole 15, par 3, 333 feet. This one is a very interesting shape. It kind of takes what we were doing in the woods on the front nine and extends it and brings a lot of that wind into play. This left to right Anheuser shot, maybe a forehand flex if the distance is in your arsenal, as we can see Natalie reaching for here. It's a very interesting line. You have the double Mando off the tee, which doesn't really change the line that much. But with the low ceiling and knowing that you need to get all the way to the pin, this is a similar result as we're seeing here because you need to give it the height to get all the way there. But that definitely comes into play.
I feel like you could throw it decently low and get the ground play like Cat's doing here.
If that can flex out, it's going to be gorgeous. Oh,
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly what I was talking about. Just a little bit lower, get the ground play because that's hard compact. The grass is short, so you're going to definitely see that disc skip up in there a couple more feet closer to the basket.
Yep. And Deann being a backhand dominant player here, going to be testing that ceiling. Ooh.
That would have been, I think, almost close to the pin if it didn't hit that tree.
We saw her miss her line and turn over the disc a little bit too much in round one and actually card the birdie here as Michelle's just really confused with the amount of wind.
That needs to sit.
Ooh. Almost bringing the road into play, which you really don't expect. But you can see that flag is still moving. The wind is still affecting these shots by a lot. Really good approach from her, though.
Great approach for the par.
Yeah, the trust in those kind of base plastic mid-ranges and putters when she's throwing them is very, very, very high from Michelle.
Left it a little bit short. She'll have a kind of a tester coming back, and it'll, who knows what the wind, but right now it's going to be a headwind coming back.
Natalie giving a little bit of a run. Woo!
She wanted it.
Cat for birdie here. This would be a great stroke on Deann coming down the stretch. Ooh. Just left.
Just floated a little bit left. Should have this for the comeback for the par.
Mm-hmm. Good par there from Cat. Here's Natalie for par after nearly throwing in from a mile away. Yep.
Really using their legs, like you said, this time, and focusing on that whole routine.
Man, that wind is moving.
Yeah, it seemed like it just picked up as Deann approaches her disc to putt for her par.
See that flag there in the background, just having a field day. And with her kind of hyzer putt, she's going to really need to be careful to not let the disc get pushed down. Taking her time. Oh my gosh, the wind completely switched there as she released. That's just brutal.
That was pretty brutal, especially from that distance.
Yeah, that distance, there wasn't a ton of power behind it, but for the disc just to get up and kick out like that, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate there. A bogey on 15 for Deann.
Moving on to hole 16, 282 feet, par 3. You're going to see the ladies throw a big hyzer over the brush there on the right and look for the ground play, skip up towards the basket.
We saw in round 1 that the back end of the green come into play and maybe have some odd footing, so definitely want to control the speed. As we can see, Natalie here maybe put a little bit too much height. And definitely going to bring that brush into play on the back.
And that's the biggest thing. If you throw a little bit too much height here, that disc plate is going to be available for that wind to push it left.
Yep. Cat throwing more of a stand-up shot, kind of getting underneath the wind.
Mid-range.
That's a great shot from Cat.
Inside circle 1.
Michelle here probably going for a fairway driver. Asking for it to flip. Yeah, just not enough commitment there on that wide rim driver.
And Deann probably throwing the same thing. Fairway driver, hyzer shot, just trying to lay it up close.
We haven't really seen anybody take it out over the brush over that right side. Yep, and Deann makes the correction. She needs to miss that one tree. Yep, just short of it. That's a great shot from Deann.
About the same distance from Cat.
Yeah. You can see the brush move and the flag going. A lot of headwind on this approach for Michelle. Great touch.
That distance, nothing wrong with that. No reason to give it a bid. Like, ooh, that was a floater.
It seems like the wind is almost tracking to whichever player is putting and like kind of aiming towards them.
It's
it looks like.
Let me follow you now.
Great stroke there from Cat.
Taking
full
another
up to
one,
down.
Putting the pressure on Deann to make the birdie.
Yep, Deann just a little bit closer. You love to see this momentum switching back and forth between your leaders here. Oh, just not enough commitment behind that from Deann. Maybe expecting the wind. You know, there's a little bit of fear in her after that last putt, even closer than that on the last hole, and seeing it kind of kick out. So maybe knowing need to lay off a little bit. Putting such a mental game, especially from close.
And you know your competition's putting strokes on you.
Yeah, and of course, Kat's not doing it on purpose. She's not going, I'm going to be a little bit shorter here. But when your opponent that's chasing you is doing that, it definitely can get in your head and make those shorter putts harder after you see one go in from longer. But Cat takes the only birdie here on hole 16. As we move into hole 17, par 3, 258 feet. This one has a lot of little small gaps, but it really comes down to being a straight shot. The hyzer line is there, but a lot of times you're going to see those hyzers skip off left and not really have a putt. The wind is definitely picking up, and we're going to see a straight shot, that putter that Cat's been leaning on the entire time.
This looks great. Just on the backside of the basket.
That's just tap in. Natalie going for a putter play as well. Oh, just laid out of her hand.
And Michelle probably going with a fairway driver, trying to split the gap and get it close. Good enough height.
Oh, just go in. Oh, just a little bit short for Michelle there. She'll have a clean look for a putt, though, with her straddle putt. Definitely an advantage with how close these trees are going to get on these last holes.
And you can see Deann here going with the understable mid-range and getting a tree kick. Unfortunate there.
It's a little bit laid out of her hand. Forced to go to a forehand through the brush. 2 strokes to play here. This is definitely an important upshot.
Just try to get it close for the par. That's going to be a tester.
Definitely. Kind of a weird flex line for her as well on that putt. See if Natalie can ring one up from deep. It's a good line. But it should be a safe par for her.
Deann trying to go routine, focus in, and put this one for the par to not lose another stroke.
That tailwind. Just low. Most likely giving up another stroke to Cat. Bring it to a 1-stroke game. Going into hole 18. Oh, just right from Michelle. Really enjoyed watching Michelle putt this round. Such a unique style. Oh, and Cat. It's a very almost unexcusable miss there on hole 17 here.
She knows she could have had 2 there.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have given her a tie.
Yes, it would have.
Or actually, the lead. Excuse me.
I think it would have been the tie.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Tie. Yeah, that was the
But
tie.
we're still looking at a 1-stroke game heading into the last hole. Deann knowing this is important. Good, confident putt there for the bogey. Here's Michelle. Kind of switching it up, knowing she can get this little kind of dunk putt she's been doing in. Bringing back the turbo from inside 10. I love it.
Hey, what the heck? Why not?
Hole 18.
Hole 18, 433 feet, par 4. Definitely a crush down the fairway. You want to finish a little bit left so you can hit one of these gaps, but your second shot's definitely going to be the important one trying to get down there. You want to avoid a lot of these trees, and it's guarded, so you definitely are going to try to get sneaky and maybe a little bit of ground play trying to sneak up there.
Yeah, we saw Kat throw this flex forehand in round 1 to perfection. She does it again. She misses those. Makes the cameraman slide back. What a shot from Catrina.
Fantastic forehand.
If that doesn't put the pressure on your leader with a 1-stroke lead on the final hole, I don't know what does. Here's Natalie Ryan doing a very similar line.
Trying to follow suit, and about does so.
A little bit shorter, but I mean, if you can make that catch cam guy turn around, that usually means you're in a really good spot. Michelle going backhand here, maybe just trying to make the corner instead of get all the way down there. Yeah, that should be a good straight shot to the pin from there.
Deann's about to follow suit and do that little turnover. Going the more straight and approach route. And
Wow.
what a shot.
Actually going past Catrina's
I think
flex
she did.
forehand. We haven't seen that line out of really anyone yet. What a shot from Michelle there. Her touch has been just very impressive with, like, again, those baseline mid-ranges.
And Natalie going big hyzer for the approach. Just gets cut off by the last tree.
Kat knowing she needs to put it close to put the pressure on Deann. This is her bread and butter. You give her
And
that
just laid up.
that peach beat-in putter, and she's putting it close.
And Deann knows this is for
All the marbles here.
all the marbles. And gets a little funky kick, puts her a little close, but she'll have a tester for the par.
Or the birdie.
Or the birdie.
And we have all our players here looking for birdie on hole 18. Just low.
You can't be mad there. I mean, she's been playing. I mean, Natalie was playing clean. I mean, she's got pars on these last couple holes. Nothing wrong with that, but she knows she can do better and get those birdies.
Oh, and Deann just right, realizing that there's a real chance
This could go to a tie.
that we could be going to a playoff. Deann maybe rushing that putt just a little bit. The nerves maybe sinking in just a little bit right. Good birdie there from Michelle to finish out.
That was a fantastic birdie to finish out the tournament.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen Michelle in coverage. Definitely won't be the last. Just really confident.
I wonder if she actually is going to like maybe go full tour. Who knows? Love to see her again.
Here's Catrina for the birdie to tie it up, force a playoff, and she does. Wow. What a chain of events. At one point, Deann had a 5-stroke lead, I believe, on this back nine.
Up and down.
Mm-hmm.
From both players.
Yep. You know you're going to have a fight when the world champion is on the card. And Deann been on tour for a couple years now and is, you know, getting that confidence, but realizing when you have a world champion coming down.
Welcome to the Myrtle Beach Open.
Yep, you see the camaraderie there, the hug between the competitors. They play together all year.
And playoff is actually going to hole 1, 321 feet. And it's probably going to go between hole 1 and hole 2, playing back and forth.
Yep.
I mean, this is a simple shot, going hyzer, skip up to the basket, looking for that birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Catrina Allen.
We'll see who can capitalize.
Yep.
And I think going into playoff, there's a lot of pressure now.
Mm-hmm. Definitely there is. Definitely a lot of pressure. And we saw both of them put this one close earlier this round, but have an unfortunate putt. So I'd expect him to stick to that same disc. Cat's been throwing more of this hyzer line, kind of going for the inside play. Maybe a little bit of early release. A lot of skip here, but wow. Straight skip, puts it close. So much pressure on Deann here. Deann taking her time here, knowing this is got to put it close. The wind looks to have died down. That looks great out of the hand, asking it to get left.
That
just catches just a little bit of foliage.
Just deep. It's going to be outside circle 1 for the birdie.
Yeah, I felt the nerves probably there, put a little bit more behind it than she expected. Really haven't seen anyone go long all week. It's about 40-something feet. What
just
a bid.
Over the basket. She was going for it all. And Cat here for the birdie.
Mm-hmm. Still knowing, I mean, Cat has missed some of these shorter ones.
Yeah.
There's a chance that...
Not an easy one.
Mm-hmm. There's a chance that Deann puts us in. We could see it the next hole, but... so unlucky as the head hits the chest there. What a fight from Deann. What an absolute fight. Wow. And Catrina not even risking it.
Nope.
Roll away, knowing the wind is a factor. And knowing she just had to put the par in.
Round 1 and round 3 beginning, she missed those close to 10, 15 footers because of the wind.
Yeah, and you love the camaraderie between these competitors. And, well, what a fight. I love that it came down to the end there.
What a tournament, though. I mean, that course round 2 was crazy. So, but congrats to Kat and good fight from Deann there.
Back-to-back champion defending her title, Miss Catrina Allen.
And good for her, back-to-back champions. I think you can see Deann next year maybe push a little bit harder and really fight for this one.
Right now, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed our battle. And thank you for putting on such a great event, Gatekeeper. Thanks for filming us ladies. This is the second to last event for me, and I really enjoyed the week, and I'm just thankful for everything you guys have done. And yeah, see you guys next year.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and thanks to Prodigy, of course.
And that'll wrap it up for us here at the Myrtle Beach Open for 2021.
Yeah, back-to-back champion, her last tournament of the year. Final round results, kind of a switcheroo here and there. I mean, going down to the playoff, Cat going, 4 down there on the back 9 to really put the pressure on Deann. Like you said, it's not going to be the last we're going to see of Deann Carey. It's definitely a battle. I love seeing a battle like that coming down the stretch. It's what you want. We saw it all year. We saw multiple women win different Pro Tour events in a row. I think as we head into the 2022 season, we're going to see that more and more.
I definitely think that as well. And man, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a great time here at Myrtle Beach. Didn't really get to see the beach, but this has been Mitch and Hayden. We are of Parked Podcast. Definitely check us out on Instagram. It's been a pleasure